nervous. This isn't even my video.
Okay, guys, so pretty much we're doing this video because there's, God. There's a lot of questions people have asked me since my accident, which happened a year ago, that I just don't talk about and I don't answer. But today's the day that marks 1 year, so we're gonna rip the Band-Aid off.
I'm gonna ask Danii some questions, and she's gonna answer them as honestly and as authentically as she can. Yeah. So the first one is, why is it so painful to talk about the accident and or how your legs are and or did it hurt?
Okay, this one time someone asked me if it hurt to be hit by a car, and I just laughed, but
he's a great person. We're not
bashing you. So sorry. Should we say it again? Or just
no. So why is it painful to talk about it?
Because it's like equivalent to if you have the most traumatic thing that's ever happened to your life, or like the most sensitive part, and then someone is always trying to pull that back out. Right. And so we talked about that.
I have sensitive things in my own life, but they're like my own sensitive things. No one watched me go through them, so I can tell people about them whenever I want to be vulnerable. Whereas Danii has to be vulnerable every day because everyone's like, "Hey, aren't you that girl who was in that car accident? Like, didn't you get hit by a car? Like, didn't that happen to you?" And there's no escape from that.
Yeah, so I think it's just when people ask, they say it in a way that they think it's being nice because that's relevant in my life. Yeah. But it's equivalent to be like, if I was like, tell me the most traumatic, heartbreaking, hard situation you've ever been in, and say it in front of all these people that you don't know or trust. Yeah. But like, it's not usually asked in a way that has that weight to it. And so it's like such a nonchalant, like, how are your legs? And I'm wow, you just broke my heart. Okay, thank you for that. Or like, I was having such a good day, and I almost forgot.
And then they make you have to relive it and remember it again. Yeah. Makes sense. Would you like to talk about what actually happened in the accident?
Yes. So people have asked me this question a lot, so we're going to talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
So I was just walking with some friends on Norwest, or for people back home that don't know, it's pretty much just a footpath from my school to the shops. We were just walking, and there was a car which was in a parking slot, but they didn't actually park, and they didn't put an e-brake on. And he turned back to grab something like this, and when he turned back, he pressed the gas. And then in that moment, he hit myself and my two friends. My friends went to the side, but unfortunately I was in the center, and so I flew 20 feet across, blacked out, hit cement, woke up on the cement it was like that, like in a movie, you know, you have like the fishbowl effect when someone's like waking up and there's all this spinning and noise and stuff. It was like that. And I remember looking up and seeing a car driving towards me again, and all I thought is that he's gonna hit me again, like he's trying to kill me. But then he smashed into I don't know if he's totaled his car, he damaged his car, hit it into a pole or something. And then from there, people just crowded around me, started screaming. There's lots of noise. And I remember just trying to move, and I couldn't, and I knew my legs were broken in that moment. And then I just told someone, get a paramedic, my legs really hurt. Yeah. But I knew they were broken because I couldn't move them. And they were just, it just hurt so bad. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about what happened in the ambulance on the way to the hospital? Or
yes, sure. Okay. So my friend Sydney came into the ambulance with me. So when I was on the ground, they just gave me a whole bunch of, like, I don't even know what they were giving me. I don't think it was medication, because I don't think they're allowed to. They're giving me some sort of something to inhale and exhale to help calm me down, like keep me calm. And then we got transferred into the ambulance, and then I just sang to myself to keep myself calm, because I knew like freaking out wasn't going to help. And then my friend Sydney came into the car with me. I just remember her, before then, she just kept on saying, Danii, like, I'm here, kind of thing. Yeah. She came in the ambulance with me.
Oh, God.
And then I just remember hearing her voice, being like, I'm here. And then I could feel her. And then she prayed for me, and I just kept on singing to myself. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
Next question.
Didn't mean to ask.
It's just because of Sydney Bishop. Damn it.
Damn it. Damn you, Sydney. In the coming back to school after it,
yeah,
with PTSD and the grief of the whole experience, what was it like to have to go back into like the school environment?
It was weird. Yeah. It's weird because you're trying to grieve yourself of the life you used to have, but you don't know what you used to have, like what your normal is, or what your normal used to be until you lose it, I think. And so it was just like, I just didn't know how to do life anymore. Like, because I was on crutches for 7 months, so things like that just make it way harder. Like, you don't think about if you walk from A to B, if there's a slight slope in the inclination or anything. Yeah. Like,
it's going to make it more difficult,
Yeah, or I just couldn't do it. So, like, things like that practically are like time. Like, it took me so long to get from A to B. Or, like, if I forgot something, like, if I forgot my meds, then it's not like, oh, I have a headache. It's like, I actually can't be, like, I have to go home. Game over. Yeah. And then I think just because of post-traumatic stress disorder, which I was diagnosed with, I think people don't understand that it's similar with anxiety disorders, is that it's like I'm not always thinking about the accident, but it just subconsciously is always there.
Yeah, like weird horror film music in the background of life.
Yes.
It's like da da da.
And so with that, and then having people always reminding me of what my life used to be, but I'm already trying to grieve it, and then try to make the best out of the situation. But then someone kind of asked me how I am, out of probably being kind or nosy, whichever one. But
either way.
Either way, but then it would bring me back.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd be like, oh yeah, I actually am upset that I'm, like I still have chronic pain, and I have for a year. I am upset that I can't dance anymore, that I can't work anymore, that I, like, all these different things.
Yeah.
But I think that was the hardest part of, like, being right where the accident happened, because it's ongoing anxiety just pumped through your flesh, because it's like your body remembers the trauma that took place.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're just trying to do life, and people kind of just get in the way. Yeah.
Was there...
In the best way. I mean, I love everyone.
Yeah, was there anything practically that you did to cope with the annoyance of people always coming up to you?
Yeah. I think, my go-to is sarcasm. I'm a very sensitive person, but I cry all the time, but I don't like letting people in. Yeah. So that was actually something I learned through the accident of now I don't have that barrier. Like, I just don't have energy to put it up, so if I'm a hot mess one day, that's fine. I'm like, yes, I did cry today. Yeah. But whereas before I wouldn't be like that. But I just would honestly either mask it with sarcasm or just learn to joke about it, because life is funny and an adventure and things happen.
Yeah. It is, yeah.
Life happens, and so you need to learn how to laugh.
Yes.
But also... Yeah, sometimes I just pull people aside and be like, hey, I don't like it when you ask me this.
And you had friends that were, like, kind of like bodyguards for you, at least at the beginning, for sure.
And I think still, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think people are more likely to ask you to an extent than me.
Because they don't want to be like...
Yeah.
They don't want to face you.
Yeah, they don't want me to start crying again like I did in this video.